What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be discussing support and resistance and how to draw them so you guys can take advantage of it. To this day, I still get so many people that have been trading for months or even years, but still don't know how to draw key levels on dailies. All right. If you're day trading or if you're swing trading, you're going to want to understand how to draw your key pivots and your key support levels so you can understand where a stock may bounce from, so you understand exactly where to take profits or even where to enter trades, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Before I do though, please make sure you go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment down below how you found this video, how you liked it, and what kind of videos you want me to make next. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and jump right in. You can use any charting software that you choose. It does not have to be TD Thinkorswim. You can choose whichever you want. Today, I'm going to be using TD Thinkorswim. You could use TradingView, TrendSpider, anything that you want. Everything will be the exact same. So in this example, we have Netflix. So how do I identify key pivots? I do so by first looking at where price moves up towards and how quickly or how much it rejects from that area. So let's take a look. For example, we have price that moves up here and we hit some sort of resistance, something allowing the stock to see selling pressure and continue falling down. But what happens? It drops pretty aggressively all the way down here. So this area tells me that it's a key level. All right. So with it being a key level, I always make sure that I label it or I draw an area right there. Right? You never have to, it doesn't have to be an exact figure as long as it's an area that you can look at. So for example, in this regards from 453 to 449, you're going to see a lot of selling pressure, right? Now, where's the next level, right? So let's keep looking. So for example, price comes down, hits this area and pushes up drastically, right? So that to me is a level that I want to make note of. So this is a level of or a pivot that we moved from, right? That's one level. You can see here, as soon as we sold off aggressively, we kind of started consolidating right under this level before falling lower, all right? So let's go back to another area on the chart, right? So for example, here, again, what do we have? We have price that came down, we hit this level right here, and then we moved up aggressively. So again, this tells me that this level is pretty important, right? We hit this level, consolidated here, and then dropped, so it tells me there's a level right here, right? And as you do this, the more you do this, the more you'll have levels. And you can see right here, we hit this prior area, rejected, and continued pushing through it with above average volume, right? Now, as you do this, as you continue drawing these levels, you'll have key areas that you can start paying attention to, right? So for example, here's another one. Price moved up, hit this level, and kind of pulled back. So this is another area right here. And you can see we tested it again over here before breaking out with above average volume. And now we're coming into that old area again here, putting in some sort of a doji, right? So it's not as complicated as people make it seem. This is how you really identify pivot points, okay? Now, support, you could identify a level of support as an area that has multiple touches, right? So these what we identified just now were pivots, and pivots just means you hit a level and then price reacts the opposite direction significantly. Now, if you're identifying a support level or a resistance level, then by just looking at the chart, you can identify, okay, this right here, this range right here is a good level of support. This is a good level of resistance. Why? Because we draw a rectangle here. You can see this level is seeing selling pressure, this level here is seeing buying pressure, right? So this is a nice support and resistance. Support and resistance lines are a little different than pivots, but essentially they're the same thing, areas of buying or selling pressure, right? I just like to identify them. I identify pivots more so than support and resistance because what I'm mainly focusing on is day trading, and I want to see where those key pivot levels are. So if we're in a day trade, then we know that that's a prior level that we've seen proper or big rejection or buying pressure at, right? So this is an example. Now, as you do this, your charts are going to get busier and you're going to see a lot of lines. and it could get a little overwhelming. So what I like to do is I actually like to, with TD Thinkorswim anyways, I can right click and then clear the drawing set. Or what I usually do, if you're like me and you have FOMO of missing your lines, you can just create a new drawing set. So you can see I have a few, right? I have blank 2 that I've made. You know, I have blank 3. As I kind of go through this and teach my other members, you know, we draw different levels just to kind of showcase this. So, you know, this is the YouTube one that I've made, right? So if it gets too busy, I just right click it and go clear drawing set. And it's always good to kind of reset once in a while so you have most recent price action, right? We can always look back and find support and resistance, but the good thing to do is identify them as most recent prices happening, right? So for example, here on Netflix, you know, we're sitting right here. How do you find support? You know, a lot of people don't know this. Like, how do you find support? You have to look down and to the left, right? That's how you identify support. How do you identify resistance? You go up to the left, right? So that's something to always understand. If you're trying to find support levels, you go down to the left. And when we go down to the left, right, we're looking down to the left. There's really nothing here until this little pivot right here, right? So we have a support right there. And then after that, down to the left, we have this pivot right here. And then down to the left, you have this area right here that could be an area of support, right? And now we have new levels that we can concentrate on, right? This is a little pivot right here as well. That's why we're seeing that doji, this indecision candle. But if we lose that, this is our next one, look to the left. If we lose this, this is our next one, look to the left, and so forth, right? Now let's say we want to find resistance. What do? From here, we go up to the left. So obviously as you come up, this 200 moving average is going to be one sort of resistance that we might have to get through. The top of this pivot is going to be the next one. And then you have 50 moving average that might come in the way. And then to the left again, you have this area right here, this big area we spoke about. And then up to the left again, you have this area, right? Now you can see how most of these price actions are relatively new and things that we might come across, right? If you started drawing levels from back here, what could happen is your charts can get really congested. You can start, you know, a lot of things can start looking dirty on this end. So I like to start clean and start to fresh just to make sure that we have good levels. All right, so let's go ahead and look at something else, for example, right? Let's look at Shopify. So let's create a new drawing set. All right, perfect. So Shopify, right here, we can see that, you know, this price is coming back down to a level of this support, right? This is clearly support. We've kind of consolidated here a little bit, and this is the range, right? 50.5 to 51 is a good level of support. So now we need to know where's the next support level, right? We have to look down to the left, right? So let's do that. Let's go down to the left. So down to the left, we're seeing a little bit of support here. Down to the left, we're seeing this little pivot right here. Why? Again, we came down and bounced. And then next support will probably be a little down, somewhere down here. And then down to the left, we have this support to the left of me here. This support right here, right? So we're creating levels that we can take advantage of. Now this support, or this level here, also lines up with this prior level as well, right? So it's a key level. And then also another thing that you can pay attention to is those gaps, right? So if we lose this level here, you can see we have a little bit of a gap that we can kind of take advantage of, right? These are things that you'll identify as you start drawing your support and resistance lines, right? So right there, we've identified if we lose this 50.5 level, we enter a gap, you know, towards at least the top of this candle, which is 48.11, right? That's where the gap fills, right? But your support is at 46.18. So this is really how I draw my support and resistance lines. Now, let's say if we're looking for resistance, so what do we do with resistance? With resistance, we're looking at up to the left, up to the left, up to the left, right? So that's how we're identifying resistance. So let's go ahead and do that. We have our level here. So up to the left, you can see right here is your first level. The 50 moving average, depending on when price gets to it, will be one that we can use as resistance as well. And then up to the left again, this is your pivot, right? We hit that price and rejected pretty aggressively, and then up to the left again. Your next big one's going to be up here at 71.40, right? So very quickly, we've identified some key levels that we can pay attention to, right? Now, this is all done on the daily, and you're probably asking yourself, what happens now? Let's say I want to day trade this, right? So with a day trade, you want to make sure that this candle opens under this level, right? And as soon as it breaks that level, on the 2-minute, 5-minute, 15-minute chart, you're looking for bearish patterns that coincide with this move down, right? When we're under all this resistance, we've broken under all this resistance, we're not trying to find bullish setups, because why? We're in a gap, we have downside selling pressure, and we're in a place where we can continue falling to this next support of 46.18. So on the intraday, we're looking for bearish setups, right? We're looking for bearish pennants, right, to see more downside. We're looking for rising wedges to identify more downside. We're looking at all these pattern bearish setups so we can continue seeing selling pressure. All right, so hopefully you guys did find value in this and you understood how to draw these support and resistance lines. I know, so many students still have problems with this, and I figured I'll make another video for you guys. And so hopefully you guys did understand. If you didn't and you still have questions, don't worry. Comment down below. Let me know what kind of questions you have. I constantly answer my comments, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys understand. Okay? Thank you for watching. Again, like, subscribe, and comment down below any questions that you may have and any video suggestions you have for me going forward. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.